This is very important because if you don't take the opportunities because you don't think you're good enough, then you'll never get good enough. If you only do things you can already do, how will you get better? If you don't ask out that 10, then you will never know if you could have gotten a yes. Here's the thing. All of the things in life that are the scariest are almost always the most worthwhile and the most valuable. If you're stressed going into an interview or a date, then it means you probably really want it to go well. If you back away from anything that makes you stressed, then you will stay stagnant. And this is also what happened to my friend, unfortunately. Yes, she said that she was too good for those management opportunities. Remember now? But the reality is probably that she was scared to go for them. The girl had a very fragile ego, and so rather than face failure, she would rather stay precisely where she was, and never try anything new, and never get any of the things she wanted. She's 35 and she still lives at home with her parents, can't drive, and is single. Now again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's a bad thing for her, because I know it's not what she wants. In fact, it's likely that she wants other things a little too much, and that's why she's still frozen. This point ties in with the last one. One of the reasons that we get imposter syndrome in the first place is simply that we have no idea of our own worth. We don't value ourselves highly enough, and we think we aren't capable, and thus we present ourselves in a way that undermines our value. This is partly why so many people end up not wearing the clothes that will make them look and feel like they're already highly successful. Kiss goodbye to that law of attraction. This is why so many people end up not taking opportunities and not forcing more progression. The most obvious example of this is when someone prices a service they provide or asks for a certain salary. I have another friend who is in a very good job right now, but who is earning 200,000 rupees a year less than their colleague who does the same job. Why? Because the colleague asked for more. It's that simple. I used to provide writing services at an abysmally low price until I realized my worth. I realized I could get more than I currently was for the work I was doing. So I just put up my rates. 50%. Overnight, I had a 50% pay rise. Know your worth and don't be afraid to ask for it and push for it. Don't be taken for a ride. One of the biggest things holding us back is the fact that life gets in the way. We have all these plans to start our own business, to find love, to travel the world, to get a beautiful home. Then life gets in the way. There's never a good time to invest in property. There's always some other big expense around the corner. Likewise, there's never a good time to go traveling for 3 months. Your partner won't like it. Your boss won't like it. The rent won't pay for itself. But if you let life get in the way, then you will never have what you truly want. We're going to discuss this a little more in the upcoming lesson. But in addition to what I'm going to say there, I'll also say this. There is never a good time. If you really want something, you have to be willing to dive in head first and to lose sight of land. And you should never feel bad about going after what you want. And you should never seek permission. As Tim Ferriss says, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. In other words, just do it, and then worry about it later. And here's one more tidbit. Don't feel like you should have to choose. A lot of people never commit to anything because they feel like they're losing opportunities. For instance, a lot of people won't propose to the love of their life because they want to pursue their career and go traveling. You wouldn't believe how many people I've spoken to, mostly men interestingly, who did exactly that and then regretted it. Ironically, most of them never ended up pursuing those goals anyway. Guess what? I'm married, I have a house, but I still travel, I still wrote a book, I still run a business. There's no reason you can't have your cake and eat it too. I run my business, but I also have an active social life. It just means working a little harder. It means digging a little deeper sometimes and finding that bit more energy. But if ever you find yourself at a crossroads feeling torn between two options, I want you to say this: forget it. I'm going to do both.